Boys and girls, Alex here. And before all you puzzle naysayers get up in arms, this video is not so much about a puzzle, or a particular puzzle, as much as making the puzzle. I made this puzzle, it's called a JB4A Puzzle, out of my traditional MDF with dowel aligned pieces and all that. And a friend of mine actually wanted one to give to another friend, to one of his friends, and he wanted one actually off the made out of solid wood like you saw on the internet, and those retail for, I think this particular one, about $85 Australian or $75 Canadian, or roughly that vintage. And he said to me he's quite happy to pay the price for me to make one. I said, no, you know, I'm not so much shekel oriented, but give me a couple of casks of vino and we'll see what we can do. So I decided to change the configuration to this and cut it out of walnut. And I finished up with this. Same pattern, same sort of joins, but I basically sanded off all the burn marks. Had to make it naturally wider because, well, I didn't want to waste the walnut to dress it down to 3mm, and also it's more solid that way. However, to do that I had to put in, oh, pardon me, I'm knocking something over, I'll kick it out of the way. Sorry, I think I moved the camera. No, still there. Anyway, I had to make some, I thought I'd make some wooden pieces for instead of the MDF. Well, I cut out these 19mm cubes, as in 19 by 19 by 19, glued it together, and naturally, let's see, how does it go in there? That's, good God, I can't even remember how it works. No, I think that's it. Goes in there like that. That's the first move. However, when it was completed, that to me looked poopsy for presentation. And again, you know, for a present, just as a giveaway, not a problem, but that looked pretty shit house. I actually had some old cubes that from another puzzle years ago, I think. In fact, I think it was sitting in a jar since I moved to Churchill. I did it in Richmond, which is before the move to Churchill 14 years ago. So it was well seasoned. But anyway, I thought to myself, well, they were just cubes. I thought I could actually trim them down. Now, what I did was I took the cubes and I'll zip over to my router. This is my inverted router, Ryobi router, that I use to round over stuff. It's actually got a 3D printed dust extractor, and it actually works quite well when I decide to put the dust hose into it. Switch it on and feed your stuff, enough noise, feed your stuff through. Now for these, I mean, I fed them through, they went through, although I'll tell you what, it was touch and go because the fingers are very close to a moving blade, so I don't recommend it, at least not if you've had any drinks. And not only that, it was laborious and it created all these burn marks, although you can't see the burn marks on these, only because I went to a lot of trouble to sand them off. Let's go back to the other place. Now, back in Richmond, I must have used my dodgy ruler because what I thought was a 19mm cube actually turned out to be about 17.5 or whatever, because if you compare the sizes, there's quite a hell of a difference. In fact, it's more like 17, which means that, well, you could put them in there. They were just too loose and they'd wobble about. So the next idea was to make proper sized cubes again, because here, for a start, I didn't make these cubes. I made a few cubes, but there's sort of like in the 3 pieces you require 3 pieces of this 57mm long piece, which is equivalent to 3 cubes put together, 9 36mm cubes, and 4 just basic cubes. However, you know, I thought to myself, oh bugger it, I'll save myself the hassle of glue ups and everything like that, and I'll just cut the side to the size. Well, look, as I said, it looked poopsy. So anyway, I decided, bugger it, I'll go this approach, because these actually looked quite good. However, I didn't want to, pardon me, didn't want to labour through the router. So, over to my trusty lathe. This is my milling table that I made for the lathe, and also my sanding disc. Look, I've made videos of this, so I'm not going to talk too much about this. Other than the fact that I made this dedicated jig. Hang on, let's see if I can hone in on it. It's just a 90-degree jig that I can then slap one of the cubes in and do it. Now, to me, it's much safer on the fingers. So all I have to do, I'll probably stop talking while I do a quick demo, is turn this, pardon me, dust extractor on, which you'll notice a lot of dust here, but that was due to the fact that I started, this is why I'm coughing now, I started coughing like crazy, and I thought, what's wrong with my dust extraction? I had the dusty on, I turned it on. The only problem was I didn't plug the hose in, so there was no dust being collected. So it's all over the place. I'll have to eventually clean that out, because I did quite a few of these, as you can see, and there was a bit of a build up there. So and just the suction, normally it'll pick it up as you're doing it, but not if it's deposited. Anyway, enough chatter. I don't want to make this a long video. We've got a square, let's see how well you can see it, a perfectly square little unit, 19 by 19. Turn the dusty on. Not too bad. Turn the lathe on, and this is basically, I'm just going to do one, but you'll see what I have to do one. That's now 4 sides. Flip over to another direction, and then the last one, where is it? Make sure I get it right. Now, I don't know how well you saw that. I'll do another one from a better angle, but as you can see, when I bring them, there's one, and here's the other. Hell of a difference. Okay, I'll see if I can do it without me getting in the way. All I do is put it against that, slide it in, flip it over, slide it in, 90 degrees, flip, slide it in, 4 times, change planes. Oops, missed one. Oh, I missed another one. That's better. Yeah, you see, the beauty of this is, hang on, I'll stop this. Stop that. The beauty of this jig is not so much the jig. The problem I've always found that when you've got clamps and you want to sneak up on something, you loosen the clamp, you either move it back too far or not far enough, which means you've then got to loosen the clamps again, move it back or the other way, and you're continually doing this yo-yo for whatever. With the milling table, I've got the slow micro adjustment to sneak up on it, and that so I don't go too far. I can always sneak up a little bit more and a little bit more, yet never, very seldom sneak past it and have to come back. Anyway, that's it, boys and girls. Enough of this video. Maybe I'll make a video of no, I won't. I doubt it, off the puzzle. But that's it. Uru, and still keep safe.